A robbery took place on the 14th floor of a high-rise building. The building's CCTV was only available on the ground floor, and someone had changed its direction, so it only showed the lift and its floor movements. Detective Mehul is called upon for further investigation. Mehul inspects inside the lift and the corridor on the 14th floor.
A piece of a glove and this mud in the lift.
After that, Mehul checks the CCTV. The lift went straight from the ground floor to the 14th floor. That means the thief took the lift from the ground floor to the 14th floor. Mehul then questions 3 suspects.
I only heard a scream. I didn't saw anyone.
I was on the ground floor. I went to the 9th floor to deliver something, but I used the stairs.
Vikas, where's one of your gloves? And what about this black mud on your shoes? This same mud was in the lift, but you said you used the stairs.
Vikas tries to run away, but Mehul catches him. The stolen items are found to be in his possession. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Liana arrives at her one of old friend's house.
Someone from the security agency.
Ma'am had inquired about hiring a guard, so I've brought some profiles for you to review.
Great, let's see them.
These days, face checks seem more important than background checks. Hey, this one is definitely fake.
Why did Liana think that? Logical army. Can you figure it out?
This guard looks about 25 years old, but it says he was born in 2023. That means he's just a baby. How can he be a guard?
Liana caught it immediately. One profile was clearly fake, which means the agency itself is suspicious. Looks like the agency has been exposed. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Today is Neha's first day at the office, night shift, new place, new people. Suddenly, the lights went out. The entire office is plunged into darkness. All employees were asked to report at the boss's cabin.
When the lights went out, someone stole important documents from the office locker. Everyone, tell me, where were you all during the blackout?
I was in my cabin, having my dark coffee in the dark room, a peaceful moment.
I was hungry, and I was heating food in the microwave.
I was in the IT room, writing code on my laptop. It was in dark mode.
I was at my desk. I had no idea what was going on.
The boss listens to everyone carefully and gets stuck on one line, then realizes who the thief is. But can you figure it out, logical army? Suraj said he was using the microwave to heat the food, but how can a microwave work without electricity? And HR also mentioned having coffee in a dark room, which indicates it was pitch dark, meaning there was no inverter in the office either. The manager catches Suraj, and the stolen documents are recovered from him. Let's move on to the next riddle. Aliyah was out for dinner tonight at a luxurious 7-star hotel.
Oh wow, they even have a photo wall here. Looks like people come here more for their face service than food service.
Aliyah moves ahead after watching the photos and sits at her table.
Whoa, mister. Yours seems like a VIP, but what's the trouble?
A golden spoon has gone missing from the table nearby. We have no idea who took it.
A golden spoon. Looks like this place serves puzzles before dinner.
Aliyah begins to investigate and questions 3 people.
I don't know anything. It's my birthday today, and we were all busy celebrating.
It's my first time here. How would I even know they use golden spoons?
I came along with a friend, but she had some urgent work, so she left early.
My sparkling observations are sharp, but can you figure out who the thief is?
Suddenly, Aliyah remembers the happy customer wall at the restaurant entrance.
AJ, either you have a lookalike who's obsessed with golden spoons, or you are a real spoon lover.
Ajay is thoroughly investigated and the gold spoon is found in his bag.
That's the power of sharp observation. You got caught red-handed.
Rare paint brushes were stolen from Greenwood School's art room. These brushes were only used for competitions. The lock on the window of the art room was found broken, but nothing else inside was disturbed, only the brushes were missing. The principal dials Mehul and asks him to come immediately. Mehul inspects every detail of the room carefully.
I found 2 clues here. First, this broken window lock.
Logical army, why did Mehul think the broken lock was an important clue? Think carefully. The lock was broken from inside. How could the thief break it from outside? This means the theft was done from inside, and the lock was broken afterwards to make it look like the thief came from outside.
And the second clue is this paper painting. It must belong to the thief.
Mehul questions 3 students. Andrew.
I was in the science block. I have no idea about what happened at the art room.
Twinkle.
I did paint in the art room today. Here's my painting.
Roy.
After lunch, I was just waiting outside the art room. I didn't went in.
But I figured out who is lying.
Logical Army, can you guess who is lying? Look closely at Roy's brushes. The colors match exactly with the painting found in the art room. This means Roy did enter the art room. He is lying. Mehul catches him. Let's move on to the next puzzle.
Look closely at these two images and find out how many differences are there in these images. Take your time, pause the video, and drop your answer in the comments. There are 3 differences in these images. First this one, second this one, and third right over here. Let's move on to the next puzzle.
A software company plans out a weekend trip to a hill station resort with all its employees. Everything was going perfectly, but the next morning, an expensive smartwatch of the boss has gone missing from his room. The resort manager immediately calls Detective Mehul. There are no signs of a break-in. The door lock is also untouched, which means the theft happened during the dinner time when everyone was out. Mehul carefully inspects every corner of the room. The bed, the shelves, and then his eyes fall on a half-full bottle on the table. He notices something, but keeps it to himself for the time.
These 3 were the only ones on the floor when everyone went out for the dinner.
I went directly to the bonfire area after the dinner. I didn't even go upstairs.
I was walking in the garden. I didn't even talk to anyone.
I didn't want to have dinner. I was feeling a bit unwell, so I stayed in my room. And I wasn't even near that room either.
Mehul listens to everyone carefully. But one clue kept ringing over his mind again and again. Logical Army, can you guess the clue that Mehul saw? Observe carefully, Logical Army. The boss is a man, so how did a bottle in his room have a lipstick mark? Among the 3 suspects, only Tanya is a woman. And her lipstick color exactly matches the mark on that bottle. Mehul searches Tanya's room and finds the stolen smartwatch. A simple clue, but a great one. Let's move on to the next puzzle.
Ms. Aaliyah, a female fraudster, has escaped from jail, and we've received a clue from ANX Hospital that she is hiding there, disguised as a doctor.
Perfect. I'm already at the hospital. Now, I just need to find the fake doctor, not a real one.
Aaliyah checks every corner of the hospital and then spots 3 doctors in one corridor having same coat and same hospital ID.
They all look the same, but one of them is fake. Can you figure it out, Logical Army? If a doctor's shoes look worse than a toilet cleaner, and the ID card is fake, it's either a trendy fashion or definitely a case of fraud. Gotcha, you are the imposter. Now let's go to the real police.
One Sunday night, it was heavily raining. Jutton returned home late after an office party and finds out his expensive painting is missing. He immediately calls Detective Mehul. Mehul inspects every corner of the house, carefully and with patience.
This must be a work of someone close, someone who lives nearby.
Mehul calls 3 neighbors under suspicion. Rohi.
Sir, I had drove in here from another city yesterday and went straight to sleep.
Gaurav.
I wanted to get my house painted, but the rain delayed it. So this evening, I had went out with my family.
Hemant.
I was at home, but I didn't saw anything.
Later, Mehul steps outside and looks carefully at the rain-soaked road. Eventually, he realizes exactly who's lying. Logical Army, did you figure it out?
Rohi, you lied. You were at home. You stole Jutton's painting.
Mehul investigates Rohi's house and finds the painting right there. But how did he know? Because the ground under Rohi's car is completely dry. Else the road everywhere was soaked from the rain. If she had really arrived during the rain, the ground under her car would have been wet too. But it wasn't. Let's move on to the next mystery. Mehul receives a call from the supermarket, informing him about a theft that happened last night. He rushes to the supermarket and asks the manager.
When did the theft happen?
Theft happened at last night.
Do you have any suspects?
Not really, but I found a note left after the theft.
Mehul looks at the note, which has the word closer written on it. Just then, Mehul receives a call from the police, who informs him that 4 other places were also robbed last night. Cafe Rose, the library, an office, and a restaurant. And in each of those places, a note with the word closer written was found. By listening to them, Mehul understands and realizes where the next robbery will occur. Detective Army, can you figure out where the next robbery will occur? When Mehul hears the names of all 4 places he understands, the thief is stealing from places whose names start with letters that can form the word closer. Cafe C, Library L, Office O, Supermarket S, Restaurant R. Now, only one letter is left to complete closer, and that letter is E. So, the next robbery will happen at a location which starts with the letter E. Mehul is on a mission to find out where the next theft will take place. He tracks down 5 shops in the city whose names start with E. Elip, Elevon, 8, Evan, Easter, Elip Hardware, Elevon Gift Shop, 8 Makeup Hub, Evan Cloth House, Easter Bank. Mehul carefully examines each shop and its surroundings and understands where will the next robbery happen. Mehul observes the boards of all shops. Elip Hardware, it's empty and not operating. On Elevon Gift Shop, shop has relocated to a new location. 8 Makeup Hub, this shop is open 24/7, but since it's constantly operating, the thief wouldn't target it. Bank is permanently closed. Mehul realizes that the only shop where a robbery can take place is Evan Cloth House because it's still operating. As soon as the thief shows up to steal, Mehul catches him. Let's move on to next puzzle. John buys his dream bike with his first salary, and he rides it to the office the next day. He parks the bike in the parking lot and heads inside to work. During lunch, when he goes to check on his bike in the parking, he witnesses that both mirrors of his bike have been broken. John angrily asks the guard.
Who did this? Who came near my bike?
Guard says,
Only 3 people came in the parking lot after you had parked your bike.
The guard calls the 3 people there, and they turn out to be John's colleagues. John asks each of them about the broken mirrors. Andrew says,
I don't know anything. I was in the cafe, getting my lunch packed. I'm just heading back to the office now.
Samuel says,
I was talking to my wife on the phone. I didn't see anything.
Harry says,
I was just picking lunch from Stella Ma'am's car. I don't know what happened.
John listens carefully and quickly figures out who broke his bike mirrors. Can you figure it out, Detective Army? John notices that Andrew is holding a Domino's pizza, which makes him realize that Andrew lied about being in the cafe to pack lunch. He gets caught. John is very upset with Andrew, and as a result, their friendship ends. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Away from the city, from a certain island, Mehul gets a call from the manager of a 5-star hotel. The manager informs Mehul that a guest's wallet has been stolen. Mehul was also present on the same island, immediately rushes to the hotel and begins questioning the guest.
When and how did the wallet was stolen?
Last night, due to severe storms, the power went out in the hotel. During that time, someone entered in my room, but before I could do anything, he ran away with the wallet, sir.
Who was at the hotel last night?
Due to the storm from the last night, the entire island lost power. The entire island's electricity was shut down. After the power went out, I went down to the basement to check on the power backup. I didn't see anything.
Bellboy says,
I went to the airport to pick up the guest.
Cook says,
I was finishing up daily chores in the kitchen and cleaning. I don't know anything about it.
Mehul listens carefully to what each person says and figures out who stole the guest's wallet. Detective Army, can you figure it out? The bellboy stole the guest's wallet. Here's why. When the storm hit, manager said that the entire island was shut off and no flights were operating. So, if no flights were arriving or leaving, how could the bellboy have gone to the airport to pick up the guest? He lied. Mehul understands it and arrests him, and the wallet is also recovered from him. Case solved. Let's move on to next puzzle. Mehul is chasing a thief out in heavy rain. The thief, running for his life, sneaks into a hospital and hides.
There are so many rooms here. Which room could the thief be hiding in?
Detective Army, can you figure out which room the thief is hiding in just by looking at all the rooms? Think carefully. Both Mehul and the thief were drenched from the rain, leaving wet foot trails behind. The thief must have left a trail also, and there are wet footprints leading to the room where he's hiding. Mehul figures out which room the thief went into. Mehul deserves a like for his sharp mind. Mehul immediately figures it out and heads straight to the right room and looks around.
Wait, what is this? There are 3 patients here. One of them must be the thief, pretending to be sick.
The thief has covered himself with bandages to blend in with the other 2 patients, making it hard to see their faces. Mehul carefully observes all 3 patients and quickly figures out who the imposter is. Can you figure it out, Detective Army? Two of the patients have glucose bottles attached to them, and the bottles are half empty. It means they have been receiving treatment for a while. The third patient, however, has just arrived and isn't connected to any IV, which means he's the one pretending to be sick. Mehul immediately realizes that the patient, who is just lying there, is the thief trying to blend in with the others. He quickly arrests the thief. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Mehul receives a call from the shoe exhibition, telling him about a theft that has happened. He quickly drives to the exhibition location.
How did the theft happen here?
There was a diamond shoe of the queen here. And those are the ones that were stolen. They were very expensive.
How did the thief manage to steal them?
During the exhibition, the lights went out for a while, and that's when the theft happened.
Okay, I need to see the camera footages.
We only have footage from before and after the lights went out.
Mehul watches the footage and quickly figures out how the theft happened. Did you spot the clue, Detective Army? In the footage, Mehul notices something strange. The girl in the black dress appears shorter before the theft, but after the shoes got stolen, she is noticeably taller. That's because she stole the diamond shoes and put them on. The girl is still at the exhibition, so Mehul arrests her, and the stolen diamond shoes are found in her possession. As Mehul catches the thief and walks out of the exhibition, he notices that his car is missing. It's been stolen. Mehul looks a little ahead and then spots his car crashed into a billboard.
Looks like someone tried to steal my car and ended up crashing it by mistake.
Mehul spots 3 people near the car and begins questioning them. Emma says,
I came to showcase my painting at the exhibition. I don't know anything.
Andrew says,
I came here to walk my dog, and when we heard the car crash, my dog ran off somewhere.
Robin says,
Sir,
I came for a walk too. I have no idea who caused the accident.
Mehul listens carefully to all of them and, after observing closely, quickly figures out who is lying. Can you figure it out, Detective Army? Andrew is holding a dog leash, which means he's telling the truth. Robin is wearing jogging shoes and clothes, so he must have come for a walk as well. But Emma, who came to showcase her painting at the exhibition, has a painting with a broken corner, and the broken piece is lying near Mehul's car. This means the painting got damaged in the accident. Mehul quickly figures it out and arrests her. Let's move on to the next puzzle.
There are 4 shadow options for this image, but only one is correct. A, B, C, D. Look carefully. Logical. Army, can you find the correct shadow? Drop your answer in the comments. It has no hair. One hand is missing, and this piece of ice is big. This one is the correct shadow. Did you get it right? Let me know in the comment. For more such riddles, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.